Anthropic is removing rate limits for Claude models. As well, they launched a new feature in their AI agents that allows them to dream, and Google is also making secret updates to their Gemini agents. So let's get into it. The enemy of my enemy is my, compute provider is probably what Dario was thinking when he signed a partnership with SpaceX. He signed a partnership with SpaceX, which is obviously Elon Musk's company, who is public #1 enemy of OpenAI. And together they're working towards increasing the compute capacity for Claude, and this partnership effectively today has allowed Claude to double Claude Code's 5-hour rate limits for Pro, Max, and Team plans, as well remove the peak hours limit reduction on Claude Code for Pro and Max plans, and substantially raise their API rate limits for Opus models. One of the biggest reasons why Claude has become unusable for a lot of people in the past couple of weeks is because everyone kept on hitting their rate limits, and that was because of compute constraints. Partnering with SpaceX probably allows them to remove their biggest bottleneck, which was compute. The Claude always had good models. The only problem was that they weren't that usable. By increasing their compute capacity, they become much more usable, and people are going to start to enjoy working with them once again. Also, what's really crazy is that SpaceX is actually giving them the Colossus 1 data center, which is their supercomputer basically, because now SpaceX is going to be trained on Colossus 2. So Colossus 1, they're leasing to Anthropic. So this partnership is kind of funny as well, because right now we also know that Elon Musk and OpenAI are fighting in court, and there's a whole court case going on. And while this is happening, Elon Musk strikes a deal with OpenAI's #1 enemy, which is Claude. And this is how the space is at the moment. I mean, as users, we're not going to complain because we get double the Claude Code 5-hour rate limit, as well more API limits for Opus models, which I think is a big win for us. So good job on SpaceX and Anthropic. Also, I just realized I forgot to mention that Elon Musk literally about a year ago, not even that far ago, September 23rd of 2025, he said that winning was never in the set of possible outcomes for Anthropic, which is kind of ironic. So this is a good reminder for all of us that whatever you say on the internet lives on the internet. And sometimes if you're rich enough, it doesn't matter, because Elon Musk can clearly get away with this and sign a major deal with Anthropic. Business is business, and if you're in the business of defeating OpenAI, which Elon Musk and Anthropic are, it doesn't matter what you say as long as you can get the job done. If that means lending your supercomputer to Anthropic, the person you think that is going to fail to beat OpenAI, then I guess it must be done. So now let's actually see, Anthropic, what you can do with 220,000 NVIDIA GPUs and 310 megawatts of capacity. Now there can never be an excuse from Anthropic, at least at the moment, that compute costs are the constraint. So we better see better models trained on obviously great infrastructure now, as well rate limits that actually work in production. So today, Claude has made some updates to their managed agent platforms. Your AI agents can now dream. And the purpose behind that dreaming feature is basically to allow your AI agent to self-improve. And the way it works is pretty intelligent. Claude is scheduling background processes that's going to review your past AI agent sessions and then use that memory that it stores between each run to find patterns a single agent can't see. It's going to look for any recurring mistakes, workflow agents converging on, or shared team preferences, and build that into its memory using something called dreaming, which basically means doing everything in the background while your AI agent is not active, and then restructures the memory so it stays at a high signal as the agent grows. You can also choose the control level, so you can let the AI agent auto-update the memory, or before it does any sort of updates to your AI agent, you can review the changes before they land. And this also pairs with existing memory, so agents capture learnings during work, and the dreaming part kind of refines them between each session. So basically how this works in production would be that you would run an AI agent workflow, then the AI agent would use memory to understand what went well in your workflow, what didn't go well, and what were your preferences, puts that into its memory. So the second time you actually work with the AI agent, it's supposed to be self-improved, meaning better, and it's supposed to build upon the earlier learning, so your experience working with them also improves. There's also a new feature called Outcomes, which is kind of similar to like goal setting in Codex, where you write a rubric of what good looks like, and the agent is working towards that. So you set a bar for it and it has to meet that. And then a separate grader scores the output in its own context window. So it's not going to be influenced by the own agent's reasoning. So there's some segregation of, output evaluation as well producing the output, which I think is a smart way to do it. And if it fails, The grader is going to pinpoint what's wrong, the agent takes another pass at it, and there's no human review needed each time. This also works for objective stuff, so think about requirements, standards, and subjective stuff like brand voice, design guidelines. And based off their experience, they've also seen a plus 10 points in task success versus standard prompting loops, and the biggest gains on the hardest problems. So it seems to be working, having a grader and a rubric kind of system evaluate the AI agent. They also mentioned in the blog post that the file generation gained about 8.4% on docs and 10.1% on PowerPoint on internal benchmarks, which is small, but it's still promising. It's better than, having your AI agent produce something that you are not being satisfied with, but now you have some control over it through outcomes, which is now in public beta. There's also multi-agent orchestration, where there's a lead agent and it breaks the job into pieces and delegates it into special sub-agents. And then each sub-agent has its own model, prompt, and tools, and they all work in parallel on a shared file system, and they contribute everything back to the lead agent's context. So your lead agent is kind of in charge and it's going to assign sub-agents autonomously, and there's full traceability in Claude Console, so you can see which agent did what, when, and why. And the lead agent is also checking in on your sub-agents in mid-workflow to make sure everything is going according to plan. So this kind of multi-orchestration has been used by a couple of companies. For example, Netflix used it to analyze log across thousands of builds in parallel, which probably saved them a lot of time. There's also webhooks, so you can define an outcome and let the agent run, and you can get pinged by webhook when it's done. Basically fire and forget for long-running agent tasks. That's a new feature here. So Anthropic is really focusing on updating their AI agent development platform, and these updates definitely make the AI agents much more powerful and useful to use. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. And it looks like Anthropic is not the only one making updates today to their agents. Google is also making an upgrade to their Gemini agent, which is supposed to come with a support for schedule actions and skills. So let's just take a moment to thank OpenClaw, because that's the first AI agent that started this revolution of, schedule tasks and skills. But most of the task examples that are actually leaked are coming with connectors, and there's research tasks and more for it. But what we have seen so far is that this agent can help you declutter your inbox, prepare for upcoming meetings. There's a news digest, a build tracker, a ghostwriter, so I guess it can write raps for you. But whatever it is, the new agent is supposed to come soon, and it's probably going to come around the Google I/O conference, which is around May 19th. To us, this might not seem like a major update given what we just saw with Anthropic's AI agent, but you got to remember the Gemini agent is touching Google's interface, and if it has access to your email inbox and helps you prepare for the meeting, the Google Suite product line is kind of going to seem more appealing to you. This is kind of a competition more towards Copilot, I would say, rather than focusing on any AI agent that Anthropic or OpenAI have launched. This is an AI agent update that's geared towards more productivity rather than development workflows, but these are the new features and we'll probably see them very soon. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.